Welcome back to another video. My name is MaraK and this is episode 5 of Let's Design. Last episode I made a mega base in the style of Mumbo Jumbo, and in this video I'll make a mega base in the style of Grian. For this video I made extra research and spent quite a bit of time sketching out on paper how I would like the base to look. I even stumbled upon this YouTuber called Alex who makes similar content where he analyzes styles of other YouTubers. In his video How to Build Like Grian, he said that to build in Grian style, you need to check several boxes. Big/large scale build, fantasy style, balance between simplicity and detail, and last, gradients. And that was my first thought as well. Then I spent so much time designing a base using these parameters, I almost got burned out and scrapped this video, but then I had a thought. Don't all builders, not only on Hermitcraft, do this? What other things there are that Grian does while building? And there was a simple answer to this. Grian's builds are fun, silly and goofy, and that's what I decided to do. Before I get to explaining the build process, I would like to ask you to like this video. It's free and it helps me a lot. Now let's design the mega base. I started things off by making a mountain. First I tried to make it using a cube, which I tried to shape up using different brushes, but that didn't work out. So I scrapped it and started over. The second attempt I tried to make more than one mountain by using several giant spheres. But I forgot to use Gmask command to replace only air and made 100,000 falling sand block entities, which lagged my computer for half an hour and screwed me up while rendering the replay footage. That's the one frame you saw for a third of this video. After I sorted it all out, I continued to work on the mountains. I used sand exactly for its ability to be affected by gravity, and this is a pretty old technique I copied from World Edit tutorials. When I was done with placing sand, I tried to smooth out the surface to make it look more like a mountain and less like a bunch of fallen sand balls, and then I replaced the sand with stone and various other grey blocks. I wanted to use dead coral blocks, but when typing the command to replace the sand, I mistook dead coral blocks for dead coral, which spilled bunch of water on the mountains. But one quick undo fixed the problem. To make the mountain look better, I made moss and snow overlay with the moss at the bottom and snow at the peaks of the mountain. I hollowed the mountain out so I can make a cave inside. While watching back the footage, I realized I could have carved the mountains using an airbrush instead, which would make the cave look better, I think. But it's too late now to fix that, isn't it? I started working on the cave by making an entrance using giant hole that the hollowing command made, and I moved on to the inside where I made pillars by stacking sand again, which I replaced with diamond blocks. Then, by copying the diamond blocks, flipping them upside down and pasting them on top of the first stack, I made the pillar look natural and symmetrical. And because I use diamond blocks, anything going through the mountain can be cleaned. And after doing all of that, I replaced the diamond blocks with stone. Then I started working on the cave itself using the same technique I used on the pillars. I made the cave out of cylinders instead of spheres I used to make the mountains out of, because I thought it would look better. But now that I look at it, I'm not sure if it turned out the way I thought it would. You can tell me what you think in the comments. Now that the cave is finished, I can start working on the interior. My idea of this base is a dragon cave. That way I can make a giant pile of stuff as a storage system. I started by making a pile of gold and then added emerald, diamond and amethyst piles with chests, barrels and different color shulker boxes. To push the limit of what Grian's base is, do you remember the one season of Hermitcraft, I think it was season 7, where Grian was stealing doors from other hermits? Yeah, in this dragon cave will be stolen hermit builds as the dragon's hoard, and since this isn't real base on the Hermitcraft server, I went to previous seasons of Hermitcraft and other SMPs where Grian played and borrowed some builds. If you watch Grian and his friends, you should recognize most of the builds. The complete list will be in the description. One build I didn't really steal but rather copied was Etho's statue from Season 10 of Hermitcraft. Now for the dragon. I personally think that Grian loves to cause mischief on any SMP he's part of, and it's one of the main reasons that I watch his videos. So he could make himself the dragon that hoards all the stuff, but then I had a better idea. There is little someone who follows Grian from server to server, interacting with other hermits that could be responsible for the disappearance of everyone's builds. It's not really another YouTuber, no. Grian would never blame any shenanigans he proudly conducted on somebody else. That's not really like him. But to make the lore more interesting, I think he would make a dragon out of someone else we know, and that is Grumbot himself. He could make the best dragon I can think of, and I had so much fun designing him like that. When the Grumbot dragon was finished, I made the floor around him out of black blocks to make it look burned, just like a dragon's cave would look like. And then I moved to one of the pillars to introduce another character that follows Grian and appears in some of his bases. For this character, I tried to design a secret entrance since its location in Grian's base is usually hidden, and the character is the poultryman. I went for a simple poultry cave with a giant egg in the middle and some egg farms around. To finish things off in the cave, I added some lighting using glowberries, and I also built a giant chandelier out of deep slate. Then I built a simple decorated nether portal, something that every hermit base needs, and to light things up even further, I added some hidden lightings in the floor covered with carpets. Last detail I'm going to add is trees on top of the mountains. I have some custom trees built on this creative world, so I flew to them, copied them, and then pasted them all over the mountains. And that's the mega base in Grian's style finished. Let's look at the cinematic. And that's it for this video. If you liked it, hit the like button, it helps me so much. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. We are getting close to 100 subscribers, and once we reach that milestone, I have a special project prepared for you. Also, go check out Alex's channel. He's a great builder and his channel will be in the description. YouTube thinks you'll like this video on screen, so make sure to click it, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. See ya.